Well, related, as we'll see in a second, is that the death was announced yesterday of wrestling icon and Trump supporter Hulk Hogan. And so the question is, does this have anything to do with the Epstein files? Well, actually, it does. And let's remind ourselves of Hogan's part in the shutting down of Gawker, the so-called gossip website, which published a redacted version of Epstein's little black book. Here's a short excerpt from an NBC report on this.
The now defunct news and gossip website Gawker, which in 2012 published portions of a sex tape involving Hogan and Heather Clem, the wife of his close friend, radio personality Bubba the Love Sponge. The lawsuit against Gawker went to trial in 2016. Bankrolled in part by Silicon Valley billionaire and PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel, who says he was outed as gay on Gawker's media tech blog in 2007, years before he was ready to make that declaration publicly at the RNC.
I am proud to be gay.
Backed by Thiel, Hogan won the case, a jury ordering Gawker to pay $140 million in damages. The company filed for bankruptcy within months, and the blog shut down shortly thereafter. Thiel, writing in a 2016 New York Times op-ed after the verdict, he funded the lawsuit because the site routinely published thinly sourced, nasty articles that attacked and mocked people. Most of the victims didn't fight back.
So I don't know what your thoughts are on that. It was a very young-looking Elon Musk there, by the way.
He was, yeah. This before he grew into the monster that he's become today. So what does Hulk Hogan have to do with Gawker? That's a good question. Well, there is a kind of an Epstein connection to this. So the Nick Bryant article, which was published in 2015. Now, mind you, Hulk filed his case in 2013 against Gawker, but things developed during that legal process,
Right.
like the Epstein story broke on Gawker. And this is where it gets interesting. Let's go to Nick Bryant's article on Gawker. How about that? First place we should look up on screen here. Actually, sorry, Mike, we got a 404 on this. It's been erased. It's been taken down like every other article on Gawker. So I thought their archive was supposed to be preserved. Anyway, thanks to the Wayback Machine, there it is. That's the flight logs for Epstein's private jet, Love Island, Lolita Express, etc. It's all there. So Nick Bryant did a couple of articles, stories, and Gawker was the venue where now, why was it Gawker and not every other media outlet? Like nobody wanted
to touch it, didn't want to touch it with
kryptonite.
Yeah.
Total kryptonite. So, and what was interesting after this happened, so Hulk Hogan sues Gawker, and basically for, I think, 130 or 124 million or something. And they go bankrupt. Okay. So guess who tries? There's a vulture capitalist circling to try to buy the articles in the archive on Gawker. Who is that? Let's take a look at that. Well, there he is. Peter Thiel.
So hold on. The guy who bankrolled Hulk Hogan's legal case wanted to buy the remains of what was left.
Yeah, the guy who bankrolled the legal challenge to bankrupt Gawker is now in 2018 tried to acquire Gawker, or what was left of Gawker. Okay, so what was interesting is Thiel didn't do it in the end, but he seemed to basically give it away, and could be from one of his associates in Silicon Valley. I don't know how close this next gentleman is, but this is who ended up scooping up Gawker. There it is. That's in 2018. Bustle Digital Group, Bustle Media, CEO Brian Goldberg takes Gawker here in a bankruptcy auction. Bustle Digital Group CEO Brian Goldberg acquired the Gawker assets in bankruptcy auction, paying $1.35 million for the rights for its brand and its archives. That's the key. And its archives. So he claimed he was going to preserve the Gawker archives in perpetuity. Well, let's look at this. And according to Wikipedia, I couldn't find any follow-up on this story, but Wikipedia says, but later paused the project. So Goldberg didn't do it in the end. He didn't do it in the end. So what went on there? It's gone. It's basically gone. So that's what happened. So he paid 1.3 million. I know it's chump change for a media mogul, but with the intention to what? Bury it?
That's the question.
That's kind of like what we're looking at there. So that's an interesting back end to the Hulk Hogan story that a lot of people maybe you aren't aware of, but maybe they are now. So feel free to look into that story. If anybody finds anything, let us know.
Absolutely. That'd be very